Well, as we told you earlier in the program, this past week saw the closure of about 20% of the federal offshore fisheries here in Louisiana due to the oil spill. Joining us with this week's Bottom Line is Neil Melancon. And Neil, we've talked about how weather affects grain in this state. How is the oil spill affecting the Louisiana economy so far?
Well, Mike, the fallout from this closure is still being assessed, and the oil spill is still going on despite the efforts to contain it. What we do know is the federal government closed off a large section of the Gulf for fishing, and the strong likelihood is much more will be blocked off before this is over. Now, the areas affected here in Louisiana are pretty much on the southeastern coastline, starting from just offshore here, working its way south and east as far as Apalachicola, Florida. Right now, that means about 40% of our fisheries, including oyster beds, cannot be used. Now, you might remember a couple weeks ago we were hoping that the spill stayed west of the mouth of the Mississippi in order to stop the beds from being polluted there. While it's still largely been east, the slick has now moved further west and will be a huge problem if it gets to the shore. The bottom line here is that the economic impact is more than just the fish brought in. Like other ag industries, there's a lot of support business that goes into them, such as sport fishing, tours, canneries, shipping, and the like. While the fishermen can get temporary reprieves, long-term damage with people out of work might have a much longer effect than just the closed season. And if the same thing is true as other ag industries, Mike, once that support infrastructure is gone, it's never coming back.
And Neil, we did talk about over the last 3 weeks the impact this oil spill has had on fisheries, but this thing also seems to be quite a PR nightmare as well.
It has been, Mike. The thing I need to emphasize here is that the seafood you're getting is safe to eat. It's still subject to the same safety regulations and inspections as before. The problem is once people think that it's contaminated or that the water is unsafe to go into, it's hard to convince them to eat our food or tour our coastline at a time when those areas need it the most.
Neil Melancon, certainly. Thanks very much. And remember, you can listen to any of Neil's reports on the Louisiana Farm Bureau Radio Network. Just click on over to our website, twilatv.org. There you'll find a list of stations where you can tune in. You can look for the link called LFB Radio Network on the right side of the home page.